Chase Branham, 6'4" point guard in the class of 2027, the 33rd rated player in the country per 24/7 Sports, a consensus 4-star recruit. Gave an interview with Jake Weingarten and StockRisers.com where he updated his recruitment, sort of laid out the teams that have been prioritizing him thus far. He was named a standout at the Steph Curry camp earlier this summer, and there's a lot of big-time programs involved, including Duke, Louisville, Texas, Virginia, and Gonzaga that have all just begun to reach out. However, if you ask Branham himself, he says the main schools recruiting him are Purdue, Indiana, Missouri, Iowa, Tennessee, and Creighton. Those are the, quote, ones that are the most heavy on me right now. We could talk through some of the quotes here, but remind me, what do you think of Chase Branham's game?
So, honestly, can I go hand up here?
Sure.
I was not familiar with Chase Branham until this list was sent yesterday. And I'm usually pretty good at knowing these guys for the most part. But this
He's
was
not your
one.
type.
What's that supposed to mean?
He's just not your type. I know your type, and he's not your type.
I mean, he's a good player. What do you mean?
He's not your type.
You can't just throw that out there and we just refuse to unpack that.
I don't think your type is like 6'4", kind of riser point guard with a Purdue offer. I don't think that's your type. And I don't think his headshot's your type either.
You know what? That's a pretty. I was gonna come on here and say it's not a solid read. It is a pretty solid read. But also like I love Garrick Norman for what it was worth. But yeah, I don't know. This kid, I think this kid is. I don't want to use the buzzwords, but I mean, I think he's 6'4", a point guard. He's solid. Got like a solid handle. Has a little bit of mid range game. Can also get to the basket because he is 6'4". It's not like He's I wouldn't say he's like a not a non-athlete, but I don't think he's like a plus athlete, quick twitch or anything like that. But I think there are some endearing qualities. I feel like this kid would love Bennett Sturts.
Yeah, let me read you his own description of his own game to explain to you why he's not your type. This is what Chase Branham says is his own game. Quote, I'm a versatile guard, someone who has a good feel for the game, who can play on the ball and knockdown shooter who can play off it. I would say I'm a lead by example type of guy who works hard. Not your type.
It sounds like you just described me.
Good feel for the game, lead by example, hard worker.
Yeah.
That's how he describes himself. That is, you like guys who are like, yeah, I'm a bucket, can't stay in front of me, a 3-level scorer, I'm a star. Like that's your type, and that's not Chase Branham.
Yeah, but Chase Brannum's a good player.
Is he a good player? You'll give him that tag.
Yeah, I do think he's a good player. I like the small stuff I saw from him. I like him. I think he could be productive. I think that, I don't see like, I mean, you talked about some like Big Ten schools there. Like, I don't see him coming in right away and being like immediate, oh my God, impact type guy. But I think, I think it'd be a good 4-year type guy that could end up being a good high major player.
Okay, I'm glad we at least got there because he's obviously good. If you're getting a Duke offer and well, I don't know if he has an offer, but Duke interest
I was
when
gonna
you're
say, wait a goddamn second. When did he get a Duke offer?
Duke interest. He's receiving
Like,
new
like the Blue Devils? You sure it's not
yes,
Duke?
new interest from Duke, Louisville, Gonzaga, Virginia, Texas. So
Wow.
this is trending to be like a 5-star-ish recruitment, even if he's a 4-star kid. As far as like developments in his recruitment, he's visiting Indiana this weekend. He's visiting Iowa in October. And then he says he's doing Tennessee, Missouri, Creighton, and Purdue all this winter. So sounds like even though like Duke, Louisville getting involved, still not in the mix nearly as much as like Purdue, Indiana, Creighton are. He did give some quotes here on all these schools that I want to talk through. I see this kid as a Big Ten kid, by the way, and I think this kid might know that. Like I think he's going to go to Indiana or Purdue. I honestly do. But he said Indiana, I really like them. A good fit for me for sure. The place is amazing, but the main thing is the way they get up and down the court. I see them as a great option. And then on Purdue, he said, Another great option. The system they run really matches the type of style of play I like. Watching Fletcher and Braden gives me an idea of how I'd be used in their system. Awesome environment and fans. Whoa, 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 whoa. Watching Fletcher and Braden is how I'd be used. Those are two guys who couldn't be used more differently in the system. So which one is Chase Branham?
Well, I think he just saw those two starting guards and just picked them out right away and said that. I want to make it known. Can I push for another school to recruit him?
Sure,
If Chris Collins offers him and he goes to Northwestern, we love this kid.
for sure,
And he plays and starts right away and has the ball in his hands and like he's our, what I'm saying, our boo booey.
for sure. Yeah, I think you're right. On Tennessee, I was laughing at this. He said a super cool school, definitely different from the Big Ten schools.
Yeah, this kid's about as Midwest can get.
Yeah, it's funny to me, but good player. It'll be one to watch. I do feel like this could be Purdue versus Indiana for a while if both these schools want to. I feel like the interest is there, and I don't know, could see him in a DeVries system just as much as I could see him in a Painter system. We'll say this: I think Indiana needs him a lot more than Purdue does. When you already got Luke Ertl and you got Omer Meyer theoretically back, like there's a lot of good players already at the spots that Chase Branham occupies. So if I'm Purdue, I would almost want someone with a little bit of a different skill set than Branham. I think you got it covered already with some of the guys already in the fold.
Yeah. Also, this is I think in Indiana's price range.
I forgot they're operating on a budget, right? Yeah.
Yeah.